Are you tired of feeling like you're swinging all out when you make a golf swing? And worse than that, the harder you swing, the more effort that you put out, the shorter the ball goes. Well, we're going to talk about in this video how you can make a very simple and effortless golf swing, still have good power, and better than that, have a ton of consistency while you're doing that. Well, the very first thing here is we have to make sure that this club works with momentum. You see, every single golf swing, this club is going to be releasing through contact. The club face will be turning on over. So if you imagine this club face is square to the target, the direction I'm hitting, as I come back, it's going to open. As I come through, it's going to be releasing. And if I want to hit a nice tight draw like most players do, I need to have that club face releasing on over through contact. And what pros are doing is they're actually getting their club not at 45 degrees here. So if I'm looking at my club face, actually I'll put a little magnetic pointer on here. You can see that my club face won't be at 45. It definitely won't be vertical. But as I swing on through, say about my club shaft is kicked about 45 degrees in front, so this would be parallel with the ground, this would be perpendicular to the ground. When my club shaft is about 45, you're going to see the face angle with tour players actually turned over quite a bit. A lot of those players are going to be all the way here where the club face is pointing directly left. So that face is, what that's telling us is the best players in the world are releasing that face quickly after impact. They're not holding it open like this, where we think about that face kind of continuing to point toward the target as long as possible. That's going to end up giving us a block. If you want to have a lot of effort in your swing, you want to feel like you're using a lot of hands and arms, try to hold that face square as long as you can. That's not going to work. It's not going to get that draw. It's not going to be allowed to be effortless. So what I want you to do to feel this is I want to go ahead and just grab it with just the left hand only, and I want you to move the club in a way where I can just take a couple fingers on it, and if I was to pause that club in this release position, I actually want the face to be pointing a little bit down toward the ground. Now I'm exaggerating slightly there. That's going to be a bit of a strong draw if I go that much, but that's exactly what I want you to feel. Now if I want to get that draw and I want to hit it consistently as I'm doing this, I want to feel like I position my body a little bit to the right. If I'm looking from face on, if I take my right hand and I drag it down by my knee, notice how that tilts my spine to the right. And as I do that, if I can close my shoulders just slightly, that puts me in a position to where now I'm swinging inside out. And now if I go ahead and let the momentum of the club turn on over, that face release, that's going to allow me to swing inside out from the slot, from the inside, and release that golf club. Now do the same thing after you do maybe 15, 20 reps with the left hand only. Let's go ahead and do the right hand, where now I'm feeling like there's a little bit of a weight shift as this is happening too. I'm not trying to hold the face closed on the backswing. I'm going ahead and letting it open up in the backswing, turn open. And as I come through, I'm going ahead and letting the momentum of the club face turn closed. So it's really about giving up control, giving up effort, and allowing the club to do what it's designed to do, which is turn on over. Now as I feel a little weight shift as I'm doing this, I'm starting to get some rhythm here, and I just want to be brushing the turf as that's happening. Now, as I get this feeling, if I do that in my swing, I don't have to swing that hard, and I'm going to get some pretty decent speed. Mostly because now I'm letting the club release through contact. I'm not kind of holding it straight. I'm letting that club kind of snap through contact, and even if I take a swing that to me feels very light, I can get a decent amount of club head speed and definitely get that ball turning over from right to left. So I exaggerated there a little bit to get that to draw a little extra. And I feel like I swung very, very easy. I would say maybe like a 40% effort level. That one went 170 on the carry distance and definitely drew over from right to left. So I like to exaggerate those. When I'm first doing these, have every ball overdraw, if anything, and get used to letting the momentum of the club turn on over. So you may be asking, well, what's the difference between the momentum turning over and not turning over? Well, it has to do with the position of the club. If my club shaft is inside my hands, as I swing through, it naturally wants to turn over. It's the same way as if I put this club on the ground and I was to pull it straight. As long as this club is to the inside of the direction I'm pulling, it's going to want to kick out in this direction. If the club was over here to the outside of my hands and I pulled in that same direction, it would want to kick in the opposite. So if I start down and I get a little steep, I get that club outside my hands, as I swing through, all the momentum of this club is going to be wanting to open wide open. You can feel this for yourself. Take it with just your left arm only. Take the club back about chest high, have the club angled out here, and as you were to swing down like you would in a golf swing, that club's going to kick back behind your body, the face opens wide open, all the momentum of the club is going this way. Now do the same thing here. We're going to exaggerate, have the club way back behind my hands, and do the same thing, and you're going to see how that club wants to kick in front, the face wants to release. That's basically exactly what we're doing when we're making these little motions. So in order for you to really feel the momentum of this club, and to really get it turning on over, you have to get it from the inside of the hands and then let it release. I don't want to get it from the inside and hold on. That's just a big block to the right. I want to get it from the inside and let it go like the pros are doing. Let that turn on over. So again, another little 40% effort. I'm going to exaggerate, really get the face to turn on over so that I ensure it's a draw on every single swing. There we go. And I know for sure that one's going to be turned over from right to left. I know for sure it's very repeatable, very low effort. I mean, you can tell right there, I'm not putting a ton of energy into that golf swing, but that ball flew 187 yards carry distance, 92 miles an hour swing speed, so very, very efficient. Now, to build it from here, let's go ahead and get a little bit more turn as we're doing this. We're going to add our body motion, our body momentum to our club momentum that we just worked on. What we're going to do here is go ahead and put a club across your shoulders, and I want you to feel yourself just kind of rock back and forth 10, 15 times, just where you can feel your weight shift to the right and to the left. And once you feel comfortable just kind of rocking back and forth, you're almost feeling like as you're doing that, it would almost be swinging this club back and through like this. If I was to hold it in front of me. I want to time up my body momentum with what is eventually going to be my arms momentum and that club's momentum. So once I've gotten back and forth, now let's go ahead and get a little turn as I'm doing that. So as soon as my weight starts to shift to the right, I'm letting my hips turn, I'm letting my shoulders turn. Then as my weight shifts back to the left, I'm turning all the way on through this way. So in my backswing, if I was to take this butt into the club, the grip into the club, have it off my left arm, as I go into the backswing, I want to get that behind this golf ball to the ground. And in my through swing, if I put it the other way, with the grips on my right shoulder, I'd go ahead and have that momentum. I'm going to shift to the left, and I want to get that grip pointing as close down the fairway as I can. So I have to really, that comes from letting the hips and the feet turn, and I can't do this. I can't keep my foot on the ground. I can't turn at all. I have to let my foot come up off the ground. That's going to swivel around. My hips are now going to rotate, and I'm coming through there. So it's that same body momentum that now I can pair up with that arm swing. That's when you really get a lot of swing speed with very, very little effort. So here I'm going to feel like I put those two things together. The momentum of my body and now the momentum of that club swinging on through from the inside and turning on over. So I can still feel like I really timed that up, and now it's a big loose swing with lots of control. So here, again, I'm going to swing very soft. Let's say 40% again, and I'm just going to feel like I time that up. I get that rhythm, and I just stay in the rhythm throughout the swing. There we go, a little bit more effort. Probably went around 60-70% swing speed on that one. Carry distance went up to 204. If I wanted to go even faster than that, I don't muscle it. I don't try to hit at the golf ball, keep the club face straight as I'm coming through there. I let the club swing. And if I want to go a little harder, I just make the swing bigger. I want to feel like the momentum carries more weight through the shot. I feel like the face really releases as I come through the shot. So now I'm just going to put out, let's say, 90% effort, and we'll see if we go a little bit farther. There we go. That one felt really nice and solid. Again, all those are turning over from right to left. Nice little tight draw on every single one of those. And 205. So my club head speed is getting faster and faster, but at some point, you just don't have to put out that much effort. If you get the club working the way it wants to work, it makes it really easy. Now, what this really is what I call the move in the top speed golf system. See, the move is two things. The move number one is making sure that you can shallow this club out. Now, when you get this club shallow, as we swing through, now the momentum of the club can go ahead and turn on over. If I get steep and I drag it through, the momentum of the club face gets held wide open, which is obviously not a good thing. The second piece of the move is using the hands and wrists properly to get this face to start to square up and then release through contact. And if you do the move, then you're going to be able to guarantee that you get that nice tight draw on every single swing. I want you to do exactly what I did here today. Every swing is turning over from right to left. You know it's going to turn back. Now, I want to challenge you. You're going to do this video and you're going to start to feel a little bit better. You're going to go out to the range, you're going to hit some good shots, you're going to have some nice momentum, you're going to get some great distance on it. It's going to come over from right to left. But in a week or 2 weeks, it's going to fall apart. Not because there's anything wrong with this video, it's just because you're going to forget about it. You're going to go on and your buddy's going to tell you something. Maybe you read a tip in a magazine. Maybe something else will happen that distracts you from what's going on here. Well, if you want to ingrain this forever, head on over to the Move section of the Top Speed Golf system. So go to the Instruction tab, click on the Top Speed Golf system, and then the Move. There's only a handful of drills in there. And the beauty of this, if you stick with a system like this, as you work through these handful of drills, they build on each other. So you start to get more and more familiar with what this should feel like until it becomes second nature. And you're doing this without even thinking about doing it. So I want to challenge you after this video, head over to the Move right now and watch just one video from there and complete those drills the next time that you head over to the range. If you do that, then you're going to start to build that habit to where you know you're going to be able to hit some great shots and it's going to pay dividends for a long time. So head on over to the Move right now, watch just one video, and you'll be well on your way. I can't wait to see you there. Let's go and get started.